The reason I'm interested in using a debugger of some kind is to make my process of troubleshooting my program faster. So I can trace it by hand on paper, but it takes a lot of time for me to do it by hand, writing each value as I go through it in my mind. So this should make it a lot faster. Here are the basic steps. Number one, when you debug a program, it will stop wherever you want it to stop, so you have to tell it where. For example, if I want to stop inside my main loop here, where I'm making sure that the user typed something that wasn't an N, I can click on the line number to set a breakpoint, and it shows the little breakpoint icon and turns red. If I made a mistake, I can just click it again and it turns off. Once I have a breakpoint set, I'll go up to the debug toolbar and click the debug. So in the prior video I just clicked the green arrow to run the program, but now I'm going to debug it so it will stop at my breakpoint. The icon for this has a tiny breakpoint in there if you look carefully. So I'll click the debug button. And the first thing it does is it starts from the top of main, and then it stops at my first breakpoint right in here. The whole point of stopping is so that I can take a look at my variables, and you'll see that down here in the variables panel, this is all the variables that it knows about. So user choice here is a Y, and so that's why I found myself down here inside the while loop. Okay, so if I have selected, if I have my focus in this view, in the code view here, you'll see up on the toolbar some more options for stepping over things. Mine are in a drop-down because I've squeezed down this window for the purposes of the video. Yours are probably listed out horizontally, but I'm going to run through them. This is how you stop. If you mouse over, you should see something to that effect. This is how you pause. This is how you continue. Now the rest of them are all different ways of stepping over a small amount of code. So step over is what we're going to use the first time. That will step over one line of code. The other one we're going to use quite a bit is step into, to step into a method call. So I'm gonna use step over here, and its keyboard shortcut is F8. And all step over does is it steps over one line of code. So now it looks like nothing happened. Like now I don't have an arrow anywhere. The reason is because I am over here and it's asking me to enter a number. It's waiting for me to enter a number. So I'll go ahead and enter a number. And now I'm back. My program counter is ready to go, and next num has in it the number I just typed, so that's perfect. And so this is a way I can step through my program one line at a time and watch the variables change. So looks like this, step, step, and you can see things happening a line at a time. So as long as I am stopped at a breakpoint or stopped at a point of execution, then the values in my variables will be listed here. And then if I want to see a value in my variable, the other way I can see it, not by looking in the variables view, is just by mousing over. Hover over any variable and it shows you the value in it. So at this point, if I step over right now, it will wait for my input, and like say I say no, N. Then user choice has updated to N. Now if I go around with one more step over, it goes up to check the while loop. User choice now is equal to N. So we quit and print that final sum. So that is the basics of using step over. In the next video, we'll take a look at step into.